Traveler? Paimon?
Kanich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking—
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from Elder Trinity.
Oh! The, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still in—
Jill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention—
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the—
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa, are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations—
Too blunt? Okay. I'll phrase it more gently. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that during the course of the ceremony, you kill the—
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living—
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even— yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to—
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so—
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged from his body— In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance. To keep him alive, but—
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there were some more details to go over before the ceremony.
then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trin? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good. See you soon.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you have a good rest?
It was,
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including— There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the time.
plus, Kanich doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for— We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the— It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel—
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and you seem to wield the sacred flame with your help. I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. That's all you really need to know. The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and as a mighty hero, I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Seems like Kanich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh, you're here.
Kanich, Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your face.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, However, I would like to request that you take steps to... Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer to Burkina, this is our history and our heritage. The source to kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be able to face our ancestor. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. I understand. There are still 3 days left before the ceremony.
So, Kanich, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too, huh? Kanich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flamebearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing...
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear...
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about...
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a house, he said you two were investigating some abyss...
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the abyss, too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue
Whoa, that sounds kinda...
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged... Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive, whatever happens.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about...
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now and into the future. And he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better...
Not at the moment, but... Own ends isn't gonna end well. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna think...
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when you pawn, the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts.
All I need you to do is keep... I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to wait. If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that that way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's And even if it works, what if neither Chief Lina nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought about what you'd do there?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the... The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next...
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when... Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
Rooney, how can you call the Mountain King a monster?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nan...
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all...
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Hooney's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and as of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have the Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. He's gonna do a...
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty...
Wait. Speak.
Oh, yeah. Good question. Is he... We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he will...
No, No! We can't let that happen! I've never even spoken to him before! I can't afford to make such a bad first impression!
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kanich, I'm sorry, Toba. I'm sorry for all the mean things I said about the Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kanich, and for Nana. I'm sorry too, Huni.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it to someone. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. Let's play again some other time. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See?
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before. Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Let's take a look. Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too!
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought everyone would be keeping away.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna...
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in... What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, this is a nice surprise. It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since I'm not taking part this time around. Then suddenly, there you are. Must be my lucky day.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come?
You must be joking. Watch this. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Oh, very impressive. So why'd you quit?
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to get away for a little while. Go do some exploring.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. We take pride in that. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that age. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that...
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian?
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that does. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of Saurian-era contract ritual.
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it, but after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best laid plans, huh? Or you look like you know your way around a fight.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right? The Traveler deals with
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is nothing.
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of the Night Kingdom. And it would, of course it is. All right. There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see, the place is crawling with monsters.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get dangerous. We'll take care.
Great minds think alike.
The tides beckon.
Let my name echo in song!
Settle down.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in his hiding place or things. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks... true. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. This looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, is that supposed to be what an ancient contract ritual looked like? Whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just photograph it. That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my...
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it. Some gap-toothed goon stole it.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche! Come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers.
Wait, are you the traveler and
Huh? You already know.
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you—
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously. If you're comfortable telling them about what happened.
Really? All I want is to get the fruits of my—
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turn—
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed on the word Malipo alone. I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning based on accounts.
It was an
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snatched all of my—
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look at him. Lost and listless. He's a shell of the man he was.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for Toba and Tiago's sake—
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two, your luck's about to change. Big time.
I don't know if he's still there, but come on, I'll take you. Hey! You thief!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a tree hollow. Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard with you, huh? Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down!
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run any longer. Please, I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where— You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book, worn out pens, and all that time lying in wait was for nothing. I was so mad, I just threw all of it away.
Is that—
The same place you found me. All my worldly possessions be turned to ash by turn fire if I'm lying.
Okay, that's a pretty strong oath. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, It always comes with the more ominous implication of eventual. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of non-natural causes, as if this appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name-bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. None can escape this payment, unless, perhaps, you Ponkies Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. Let me see, the author is... Ponche.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your droning voice.
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich
Joy? What joy is there in this pointless drivel?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay for the name that means price?
What? You're saying Kenichi will die a violent death? So I'll finally get to take over his body? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula...
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order folks look like saints in comparison.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is...
You don't need to lecture me about doomsday. Here's what I know. Based on count, all civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to... But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the confines of time. That dust is what we call a civilization's spirit. And you, great Kahul Ahau, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still...
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean all of my...
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact. Surely you remember the main points at least?
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it, well, not exactly, but I thought my research might at least be a starting...
Oh, really? So what did you find out in your research?
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. Symbolic power.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case, given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon.
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by your age.
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. But there's more to it than that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter, after being contaminated?
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious... It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the night...
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche, but you seem to be getting a little overexcited.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kenichi. I'd hoped he would be attending the upcoming ceremony.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kenichi, what are you...
I'm more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good time?
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but you have to attend the turn.
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the...
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our planned come Turnfire night.
Sounds like you're not considering Ponche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete.
Yet? Are you saying you think he might have...
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe, either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the Malipo name, it makes sense to me.
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The truth is even darker. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame.
What? Then what should we do?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life would be like desecrating a statue. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford to have...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day. You're here. very
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawling back. Here to make amends after the... Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula shall grant you the audience that...
Kanichi, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever!
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula.
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kanichi! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her? Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy! Destroy your reputation! Wreak havoc on your...
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a...
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. First, let's try this out. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kanichi? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered. Nifty little gizmo, isn't it?
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. A cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cute.
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Mr. Kanichi, this is not what we agreed on.
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought... But it looks like you've already met.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling up in your eyes as you say the words, "It's good to see you again, old friend."
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many romance novels.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time for you to meet the new me. This time, please call me Sanka.
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You tricked Huni and Toba into telling you a bunch of...
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside.
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy? You looking for a fight?
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before. But my one quibble is that you really don't know your own strength.
Wait. Of course. You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity. Let Paimon guess. You've been provoking the
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think a benchwarmer like me is capable of more than that?
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment to whisk away his body. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire, and this is the price I have to pay. Wait, does that count? Let me think.
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against Kinich? How could you betray your partner?
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a partner to no one.
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enja.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the...
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich! Dispose of him! He is of no further use to...
Traveler?
You see, this is why I like you. Still, you shouldn't underestimate me just because I'm a lowly clerk. I could never beat you in a straight-up fight, but when it comes to running away, I won't lose to anyone. Do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a little respect next time.
Darn! He got away again! Couldn't you have stopped him?
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kind...
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order, think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed into a fine wine.
Huh. Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple.
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, is rotten to the core, and...
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely the evil...
Don't worry. He can't hurt a fly. You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a...
Such as a How watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture? We are the Dragon Supreme! Sovereign...
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night. Time to light the sacred flame and burn away the filth for a legendary...
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous. For all the work...
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. Good luck to us both. See you tomorrow. What happened to getting some rest? You're cautious, like me. I get it. But don't worry, before he got tangled up with us, our ancestor, Burkina, once fought a campaign there alongside the 5 other... That's about all I know, though. I have yet to take a job at an... What happened to getting some rest? The house piqued your interest, huh? It's true that he's a relic from an earlier I know he can be awful, but don't worry. As long as I'm still around, he can't do that much damage. That's a key part of the contract. A How has to obey my orders and lend me... And after I die, a How gets control of my body. Crazy, isn't it? That was probably the first time I really appreciated what it meant to pay a price. Then once I signed the contract, I received... But that's a whole other story.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Many young people have heard the rumors, too. They're all eager to meet our new...
Well, they won't have to wait for long. It's almost time for the ceremony. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly. Seems like...
Well, it's nearly time. Of course, there's no...
How brilliant! We're companions!
Are you ready?
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you properly after tonight's ceremony.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task. No need to make extra work for you.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too great to bear.
A resolution will come in due course, but every great fire starts as a tiny spark. We must take it.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. But it's been far too long since we've seen a real step forward. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last turn fire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make...
That may be so, but...
Good evening, traveler.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the traveler a few pointers as the previous flame bearer.
Very well, but make it quick. Let me know when...
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of...
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but,
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar. Then the ceremony is complete.
that sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the Turnfire, and you'll have to start over. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
So that's our part. What about you?
I'll be with you the whole way. And once you've lit the altar, you can leave that side of things to me.
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start. Might make... Just tell the chief when you're ready.
Mr. Traveler, you look so cool today! You're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens us again, right? I believe in you. I'll be cheering.
Mr. Traveler, you're finally here!
Although I'd hoped for the Malipo name-bearer to perform this ceremony, I got thinking last night, and I realized if the lesson of Malipo is to look for... Besides, I'll have even more to write about this time, given this will be our first... I'll be taking...
Good luck, Mr. Traveler!
Mighty Outlanders, the time has finally come. Please remember, you must cleanse as much abyssal energy as you... I am sure.
Hey! Bet you're surprised to see me. I was all packed up and ready to go, but then I thought, I wonder if the ceremony will go any differently with... I still owe you for that picture you took. So once you start, I'll be dancing to... Shh, don't be nervous. You'll do...
How are you doing? I'm counting on you. By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever. My brothers and sisters, the time has come to light the fire once again, and let the Turnfire night shine bright in Hoytzitlan.
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go. Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first. There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Woohoo! We've lit up the final That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very...
Paimon can tell. He is huge. Let's tread carefully. We don't want to wake him up.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame to cleanse the Mountain King of abyssal filth.
There's no need this time.
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Huayna, Elder Trinidad, this is about to get a little dangerous. You should step back.
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
No, stop! We can't—
Foolish Locust! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the...
But...
I'm sorry, Chief Huayna and Elder Trinidad. This is the only way.
Can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay, I see what this is. You've been in cahoots this whole
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you done?
Oh no! The device is destroyed!
You forced my hand. I had no choice.
Elder Trinidad?
No! The Mountain King is waking up! He will cause even more casual—
Everyone, out! Now!
Well, it seems there's only one way to awaken you all from... Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me as your next sacrifice!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand. Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. You can use those against him.
Strike a pose!
I got him cornered.
Let the world come alive! Fuse is lit! Fire hazard!
Target acquired.
Oh, glory!
Who played that game?
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to White Natlan's shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kangamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Pretty eventful day yesterday.
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body, but we believe...
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk taker?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame. Similar to the way burned wood becomes... I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the sacred flame.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable.
Wow. That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. A great transparent ball of fire. And that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real...
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name. He is in the Mountain King's cave as...
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see him?
Hey yourselves.
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death.
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burnt.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty...
The sacred flame only possesses a
Kinich, when you went into the flames...
Intending to what?
To...
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on... But now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice myself?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last night. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange.
So you've heard... I'm afraid I can't say for sure. Yesterday was a first for me, too.
Well, even if you don't know, There's probably no one in the world.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the
The Mountain King? Then what price did he...
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what you... It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the latter option.
Alright, so how is the Mountain King doing now?
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he did...
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its mind. Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But time has been less
But we saw him come back to...
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked, as you humans would say.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the tragedies of the past now. That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too...
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too. Thank you for your help, Traveler.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us.
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not a fair trade if you
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't know...
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good conscience accept it for free. So, promise me, if you need anything in the future, you'll come to me. For you, I'll do anything.
So, in the end, only poor little Huni got the sad ending?
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, then my dad.
Huni, it'll be okay.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face. But it was all the Mountain King's fault.
Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight, Uncle Sanka will tell you a story. Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the Turnfire after last time. That's why I came back to... All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you know what Uncle Sanka loves the most about your people?
What?
Your extreme sports.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe you call it bungee? It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out of me. So, I introduced myself to the jumper, we made friends, and I even helped treat her wounds.
Oh.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways for a while. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given away as a gift. Oh, it was so humiliating. A horrible experience to... Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. So I feel your pain, Huni, but in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories in the past.
Is that it?
The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah, we've heard that one millions of times. So...
Very smart, Huni, but not quite smart. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her family. So, I thought you might like to see her too. She's right behind you.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again. Huh?
Add Astro. Thank you for
shadows of... For Rex Lapis!
Proper send-off! From Messina with love. Hey there!
Where'd that come from? Born of ice and frost. Written in the stars.
Steady as stone, as a dutiful maid would. Attack! Hey there! Coming at ya! Ha! Cha! Ah!
Decided by destiny. Let me scroll. This is long overdue.
A proper send-off! From Messina with love. Ah! Cha! Hiya! Nah!
Time to shine. Shower me with praise.
Be sanctified.
Show me your courage!
Time for a light! Into the fire! Here come the fireworks! Nice and spicy! You're toast!
Lightning, echo in song. May I...
The tides beckon. Silence!
Eat this!
Bow your heart.
Show me your courage!